Hello. So it's been a while, and I'm bringing you a Sanctum League update for my character. So I changed from Elementalist to an Occultist because I got kind of bored of EK Ignite. I honestly, I was having a blast with it. I even switched to Fulcrum Vortex Elementalist, and that was like a super fast build. But I kept on dying, so yeah, it got kind of annoying. You can see that my death count on this character is currently 1,000 plus. That's mostly because I traded everything for speed. I became like a speed demon, and then that also just meant I turbo died to literally every white mob physical attacking me. So I wanted a tankier build. Saw a video that got posted by Firegrass, and pretty much it is a Cuss limit Doom Blast Occultist. So I wanted to try it out. I've been having a blast with it. Character's extremely strong. POB, it calculates the DPS a little bit weird because you need to account for the cooldown of the actual skill versus the overlap of which you're standing on an enemy. Like for example, that this is with 2 awakened spell cascades. So when you spam it, you can see that there is a circle of every curse that I'm casting. So the current curses I'm using is a spare for minus chaos res, temporal chains, enfeeble, and then divergent punishment, which is the explode. It's not really explode, but it's like overkill damage gets passed to nearby enemies, which is like an additional more damage. It's like Herald of Ash, but without the pretty explosions. Yeah, so I'm self-casting Temporal Change, and then you can see like when you cast it, there is a circle. There's 4 circles technically, denoted by a different color. Each time it overlaps, it replaces the previous curse casted. So since there is a skill ordering for your gem sockets on armor gear, I believe it's weapon, then helmet, then shield, then body armor, then gloves, then boots. So since you're self-casting temporal chains, this gets triggered first, which means that's your casted skill, and then it gets followed by despair, enfeeble, and then divergent punishment. So how it works is my current curse limit is, I don't remember if you can see curse limit on in game. I thought you could. Oh, you can apply 2 additional curses. That's one way. So I have a curse limit of 3. So I get 1 from Unholy Authority, and then I get 1 from Vix's Entrapment, and then I have 1 natural curse. So because you have 4 curses, when you self-cast Temporal Chains, the second curse that gets applied is a spare, third curse is enfeeble. When the spell cascade procs the divergent punishment, it replaces Temporal Chains, which procs Doom Blast, which is from Impending Doom support. This skill is activated when your self-cast curse ends. When you replace a curse, it automatically ends. So then, since you're casting it essentially like 5 times, right? So if you read Awakened Spell Cascade, it casts the copy of a spell in front of you, behind you, and then on each side. So technically, it's like, you can think of it like a greater multiple of projectiles for non-projectile skills. So it shoots 5 times of this temporal chain circle, right? It's 1 is the casted area, and then 1 on each side of that casted area. So Impending Doom has a internal cooldown of 0.15. You can lower the cooldown by using a balance of Therajoule. Notice how it says like when you cast a spell, you gain, or when you cast a curse, you gain a certain bonus. It's like a Watcher's Eye for curses. So you only care about the temporal chains one because you're self-casting temporal chains. So it's 23% cooldown reduction. You only need 20%. I think 20% is the lowest roll anyways. Yeah. So if you get like 20 to 25%, whatever the roll is, it doesn't matter. Your impending doom goes from 0.15 down to 0.12. So it goes from like, you can like, it's 80%, right? So yeah. And then you can see when you click on it, it's 432 crit multi. When you cast it, you're not self-casting Enfeeble, so you don't get that crit multi. That's why you don't care about whatever the second mod is. The only mod you care about is temporal chains and the cooldown recovery rate. You've cast recently or in the past only accounts for casts you manually cast. It doesn't care about auto cast. So like on hit, curse on hit, curse on hit, cast when damage taken on setups, yeah. Anything that isn't manual cast, it will not proc Balance of Terror. I'm using a large cluster jewel, so this is just for base chaos damage. Chaos spells hinder, makes them slower. They take increased chaos damage, and then I'm using a Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame for Withering Presence. So I can take this +1 curse, Profane Bloom, Forbidden Power, Void Beacon, and a Withering Presence. Using a efficient training because I don't have very good strength. Storm Shroud. So how Storm Shroud works is whenever you have modifiers to avoid shock, it applies to everything. So you do this by getting avoid shock on your belts, and then you socketing Abyss Jewel with the mod. This can be much better. You can try to look for avoid being shocked and then crit multi and then life. Those would be the ideal rolls for the Abyss Jewels, but if you just want to have the build working, not like turbo die, then this is the setup you want to go. It's just avoid being shocked, and then yeah, you just need to hit 100%. Right now I have 101%, so I am immune to Ignite, Chill, Freeze, and Shock, just because of this jewel. If I don't have this jewel, you see that I'm only Shock Avoidance, which is from the belt. But once I suck in jewel, I'm immune to every elemental ailment. This is including Brittle, Sapped, and then Scorched. This is really important because when you're running Exarch Altars, one of the mods are enemies apply Scorch, right? Because you have Storm Shroud, that does not apply to you. So the only mod that you care about when you're running Exarch Altars are minus armor and minus evasion, mainly because we take Divine Shield and Ghost Dance to pretty much recover our energy shield. What else is there? Flasks is pretty much just like armor, evasion, crit chance, reduced curse effect, which is important. I'm still using Progenesis because I honestly believe this is like one of the most broken flasks to exist in the game. This is literally petrified blood for free, just for a flask slot. Outlet strategy is different. I am now using Abyss, Strong Boxes, Harbinger, farming Crimson Temple with Exarch Altars. Yeah, not much to say about this one. Yeah. Auras is Discipline, Determination, Grace, and Vitality. So you can see that I'm not actually gaining any life regen because I'm using Val Pact. So what Val Pact says is, what is Val Pact? Total recovery per second from life leech is doubled. Life regeneration has no effect. That's why you don't see me regenerating life. The life leech is double is important because of the watches I am using, which is 1% of the damage I deal is leeched. And then since I'm also using determination, I take reduced crit damage, which is very big. This build is pretty tanky. It's also super annoying to play with sound. See, like every single time you move, these charges disappear, so it makes that stupid sound. This is because of Rerolled Impatience. When you're mapping, every single time you self-cast something, you're always stopping to cast. So when you cast, you always have your maximum charges. This helps because we're taking the charge mastery, which grants increased damage per charge. I am currently at 25 charges, so this node is 75% increased damage for free. I'm using a +1 power charge Sandstorm Visage. I'm using a... I tried to roll the weapon crit chance as an implicit. Honestly, you don't need to. It just needs to be corrupted with the critical strike per 4% quality, and then you just use Tainted Blacksmiths to raise it to 28%, and then that is enough to actually crit cap you. You don't need the crit modifier for the implicit. It actually lowers your damage if you do that, because you become over capped on crit. So that's very important. For the same reason, you also don't need spell crit on the gloves, because you become over capped on crit the more you invest in the build. So you would want something like +1 AoE or something, right? +1 AoE would make all these like +2. Using Badge of Brotherhoods to gain Frenzy as power charges. That's why I have so many charges. One important thing is you need a Dominus Militant Faith to get Inner Conviction. So Inner Conviction says you gain 3% more multiplier spell damage per power charge. You gain power charges instead of frenzy charges. Because we're using Rerolled Impatience, you're not gaining charges, your minimum charge becomes your maximum. You're not gaining those charges, it just becomes. That's why, despite that, you see that I have 11 power charges and 11 frenzy charges. This is important because it double dips. Because as you can see from this character sheet, you can see that I'm actually getting a 4% more multiplier per frenzy charge. So that's a 44% more multiplier. But I am also getting the spell damage more multiplier per power charge because of Inner Conviction. So that's 33%. So that's 77% more multiplier just by the Relocation Inner Conviction interaction. So that's very important. So that just adds a crap ton of damage to the build. It's like playing any build with 2 additional gem links to it. Yeah, let me just run the map. This character isn't like what I would say immortal, but it's a lot tankier than the ignite element that I was playing, because you're applying so many curses, so they're always like tempt, enfeebled, and then dead.
This is your eternity.
When I'm ready, and not before.
You can see that the build is very loud. And then you can also see my FPS dropping because of how many
Oh, wow!
technically cast.
Oh, wow!
Oh, wow.
And why can't I convert it using
Much clutter.
actually forgot to bring portal scrolls.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Money! Money!
Oh, wow.
Normally Ice Nova would kill Ignite Elementalist. So that's like one skill. You can take damage. It's very forgiving. That's why I'm actually like not like total dying.
When I'm ready
Where
and
is
not
this of
before.
this going? It's like a jump.
Oh, wow.
Too much clutter.
Oh, wow.
You can just see my DPS drop. The damage is a lot higher. The reason why the boss died so slowly is because I was inside a rare mob's temporal bubble, which actually lowers, I believe, cooldown. I don't remember
Too
exactly what
much
the
clutter.
modifier does. It just makes you cast discipline. But yeah, that's about. I don't have a portal to get out. But anyways, that's the end of the video anyways. So I will catch you guys next time with the next update. I've been actually running the Sanctum mechanic now. I mean it's decent. This build pretty much deletes every boss in Sanctum because of how much damage it has. Yeah. So thanks for watching and catch you guys in the next video.